What's going on, YouTube? What's going on? How everybody doing this evening? If you're back in the States this morning, if you are in the Philippines or Thailand, and good day to you if you're watching from anywhere else in the world. Oh, man. I apologize for being a little bit late. I was actually trying to make sure I was able to play this video without any commercials. So I had to kind of do a little bit of a search. So I pushed the start back time about a half an hour. And Global Passport Crew, I did notice your call. Let me see. So I actually got my phone on the charger now. But Global Passport Crew, hopefully you can stick around long enough because I do want to bring you on about the situation with the guy passport Pookie overseas. All right. Oh shit. Let me tripping, man. Let me go ahead and cam up, man. What's going on, everybody? You know what? Give me 1 second. Do something better. Shit. Yeah, my apologies, you guys. I wanted to see if I can move somewhere where got a little bit of better lighting. Okay, cool. All right, real quick. Let's see. We got Shadow Slayer, Global Passport Crew. What's up, Jamal Fowler? What's going on, brother? Rice Patty Reasons, man. That's what's up, man. Deano. Yeah, y'all silly, bro. I'm supposed to be linking up with her later, so we'll see. We'll see what's popping. Yeah, Global Passport Crew. You are my new alarm clock. Nah, but you know what though? I did have a little bit of issue sleeping last night. I don't know why I had trouble falling asleep last night. It was weird. Got O'Neal in the building. What's going on? Let's see. I'm trying to see who else. Seen you. Zeus. Okay, you in Global Passport Cruise area. That's what's up. Quincy Fleming, what's going on? Bluff City Nerd. Yeah, man. I see y'all, man. All right, so I ain't gonna waste too much time because I think this interview is about like a good 40 minutes long, or close to 40 minutes long. So let me make sure I cover my tail. I heard some people been getting sent letters about this, but I don't know. I think I should be good as long as I leave that up. Let me make sure. Let me. Oh, yeah, that's right. I got to remove this one. All right, give me a second, you guys. Let's see. And you know what, Rights Patty Reasons? I believe it, man, because one of the reasons why it was such a complaint from the people that interviewed him is because they didn't get to edit it the way they wanted to, like last time. All right. It's like everybody can see that. Let me. Okay, yeah, we should be good. Right about here. Oh, what's going on, Link? Robert H. I see y'all. Okay, then let's keep it moving. Fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use.
You've agreed to do an interview with the BBC today.
Yep.
Hold on, man. I can barely hear this, bro. Why? Why is it so low, man?
The material is going to be published on television, on radio, online.
Perfect.
We are doing an interview with you because you're facing some very serious allegations.
Correct.
Rape, human trafficking.
Yep.
And also because there's a great deal of concern about the things you say and the impact that they have on young people, on women.
I don't think the concern's about the things I say. I think the concern is for the level of influence I have and the reach I have. I would argue that a lot of the things that are already out there inside of the legacy media and the matrix as a whole are far more damaging than the things I say.
It's the concern about the influence you have being a harmful influence, but
See, and that's what I'm saying, Global Passport Crew. I'm like, I got it turned all the way up.
But let's start with the allegations.
Not necessarily a harmful influence. The fact that I'm massively influential over the youth, and I understand that. But it's my influence as a whole which people are afraid of, not necessarily the things I say.
Let's start with the allegations. Have you raped anybody?
Absolutely not.
Have you trafficked anybody?
Absolutely not.
Exploited any women for
Absolutely
money?
not.
But you have admitted using emotional manipulation to get women to work in the webcam industry for you.
No. Firstly, let's begin. Let's start at the beginning. I'm facing charges. The first one you mentioned, the rape one's already been thrown out by a judge. There's no evidence of it. Secondly, it's very difficult for me to sit here and have a very frank and honest conversation with you while we're in the territory of Romania about a legal case that's going on within Romania. I have to protect myself. I've agreed to do an interview with you, and I want to be as honest with you as possible. But I can't incriminate myself in any way, and I have to be very careful with what I talk about.
There are no charges yet.
Correct. There are no charges.
There
are no charges, and I've agreed to speak to you. But I have to be as honest and frank as I can, while also protecting myself and following my legal counsel.
So let's talk about what you've said yourself then. You have said on the website, for your original website for the Hustlers University, that you emotionally manipulated women to fall in love with you so that you could get them working in the sex industry for your financial gain.
As I said, I have to be very careful with what I say, but let's put it this way. No women are coming out against me and accusing me of doing it.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not. Who?
There's testimony from the current investigation.
The current investigation, which I cannot discuss, which I know intimately and you don't, I can tell you right now that the women who are in this case file, there are 2 American women who have been caught already admitting they're lying, and then nobody else is accusing me of anything.
To begin with, it's very common in cases like this that the alleged victims do not always see themselves as victims.
Well, that's very interesting. It's actually extremely interesting because if I was a matrix-controlled organization and my goal was to slander somebody and try and destroy their name, you're telling me that they've chosen a crime which, 1, is heinous, of course, because it damages the person's credibility, and 2, you're saying that even if everyone else involved, if you have 5 people and everyone's sitting there saying, no, nobody's hurt anybody, we like Andrew, we've all worked together, we're friends, etc.
That's not what everybody's saying.
No.
Let me read you some of the testimony from the current investigation.
Can I finish?
One of the witnesses said...
Can I finish, please?
You're not answering the question I've asked you. You're not answering the question I've asked you.
I am answering the question. You're saying the people who are involved in this, even if they say they're not victims, that they're still going to try and attack me and pretend they're victims.
They are treated as victims by the case that's ongoing. And not all of them are saying that. One of the witnesses says...
We can't go into the case. The case is open and active.
Well, let's just be clear that not all of the witnesses in the case are behaving in the way you describe. And even those that are, it doesn't bar them from being treated as victims by the prosecution by the case.
We have an open criminal investigation. I am absolutely not really sure I'll be found innocent. I know the case better than you. I know it intimately and you don't. I have seen all the criminal files and the evidence against me and you haven't. I know the truth of what happened and you don't. And I'm telling you absolutely not really, I've never hurt anybody, that the case that's been put against me is completely and utterly fabricated. And I'm never going to be found guilty of anything. And it's very difficult for me to answer your in-depth questions because we're sitting here inside of the territory of Romania. I'm beholden to the Romanian legal system. And I'm not going to incriminate myself because you're trying to prod me. You are wrong, and we're going to have to accept that for now and talk about something else.
Let me read you then what you have said about
Sure.
what you have done.
Sure.
You have said, my job was to meet a girl, go on a few dates, sleep with her, get her to fall in love with me to the point where she'd do anything I say, and then get her on webcam so we could become rich together.
I don't think that's what I personally said. I think that's
exactly what
no,
you said.
that's no, I've never said that. That's something that you found on the internet. Doesn't mean I've said it. And again, once again, if any female on the planet has a problem with me, I strongly recommend her to go to the police and try and pursue me for criminal charges. It's actually very interesting that me, one of the most famous people in the world, who's been vilified by the legacy media and places all over the internet, while everyone has attacked me from every single angle, while federal agencies from multiple countries have called over 2,000 women who know me, we stand here with 0 new accusations since my arrest. 0. If you took any famous person, any man of substantial wealth, and you called 2,000 women who knew him, he'd find an ex-girlfriend is upset, somebody who wants money who's upset. They called 2,000 people who knew me and could not find a single woman to make a new complaint. The only complaints they have against me are the initial complaints, which we can prove are lies, and that's where it stands. So I'm not going to sit here and allow you to pretend that I'm some kind of evil predator, when actually I'd argue the fact that people who've been investigated to the level I've been investigated to, if you take the average man on the street and investigate his entire life for 14 months, call everyone who's ever known him, and vilify him in the media, and encourage people to come forward for money, and you try to contact every ex-girlfriend that's ever had.
Would come forward and accuse those people of rape and accuse those
I
people
think that you would have a lot more. I think you would have a lot more flack than I've got. I'm actually such a nice person that I've never had anyone come.
The BBC has spoken to somebody since your arrest who says exactly those things. That with you, it's all manipulation. There's an ulterior.
Is this Sophie?
Everything.
Is this Sophie? Oh, it's Sophie, the fake name, no face, no, the story that was invented.
Wanting to please him and wanting him to be happy. That I was just kind of, okay, do whatever you want.
And what is she accused? Has she accused me of a crime? This imaginary Sophie?
She's making the point that there is.
Has she accused me of a crime?
Emotional or psychological manipulation.
I've asked you a question, and I've allowed you into my house.
I'm asking you a question.
Correct, but you're not the boss here because I've allowed you into my house.
I'm asking you the question.
Correctly, and I'm telling you.
You get to decide the answers.
No, we're equal here. I've allowed you into my house. You don't come here with a position of authority. I'm doing you the favor as legacy media, giving you relevance by speaking to you. And I'm telling you now, this Sophie, which the BBC has invented, which is no face of, nobody knows who she is.
The BBC did not invent.
Of course not. And because you never invent anything. And she's not filed criminal charges against me. What are we talking about here? What is she saying?
Talking about emotional manipulation in the sex industry for your financial gain.
Absolute garbage. She has not filed criminal. This person, if they exist, has not filed criminal charges against me. I welcome anybody who believes I've harmed them, male or female, any point in the past to file criminal charges against me. I will fight them. I know who I am, and I know what I've done, and I know the truth, and I know that I'll be found innocent of this attack. The reason I'm being attacked is because of my massive influence, not because I've ever hurt anybody. And for you to sit here and say that everybody around you is saying you're innocent, but that doesn't matter because the state will say they're victims, and they're just going to grab everybody you know and call everybody victims, even if they say they're not, and try and put you in jail. You are describing a matrix attack. You're not describing human trafficking.
I'm describing.
All right, I want to stop it right here, man, just so that way we stick to the fair use, because I've been letting it play for like a good 5, 6, 7 minutes. Because from what I'm seeing, it seems like this woman, whoever this woman is that's interviewing him, she's just being very, very emotional. And like Tate said, you're in my house. I welcome you here. Y'all are the ones begging me for this interview. I'm not going to let you dictate how this interview goes. See, and I think this is the reason why BCC is over here reaching out to pretty much, and that's why I got the fair use up, pretty much anybody that's reacting to this because they couldn't edit this the way they wanted to, so that way they could control the narrative the way they wanted to. Yeah, exactly, Renee. She just trying to put him in a bad light. That's all it is. Mm-mm. Yeah, I don't know what's up with the sound, you guys. I got everything all the way up. The video's all the way up. My volume is all the way up. I don't know what's going on. It's like I can hear it, but I agree with y'all, man. I think it could be a little louder. And that's the crazy thing. They don't have nothing on him. I remember Fresh and Fit showing the two girls that he referring to that lied about what he was referring to. So it's like y'all literally don't have anything on this guy after months of investigating. And then they're over here bringing up somebody that I guess works with them or whatever the case may be. But this woman has like no face, no nothing. Like, where are y'all getting this from? Crazy, bro. Like, this woman right here, she you could tell she's clearly coming in with bad faith, man. She's just trying to make him look bad. And this is pretty much what they tried to do the first time they interviewed him. Let's keep it moving.
Women who are going to court to accuse you of rape and human trafficking.
We will see what women go. We will see what women go to court at the end of this trial. We'll see which women go.
Can I finish, please?
We'll see which women go to court.
I'm describing women who are going to court to accuse you of rape and human
trafficking. Sophie hasn't gone to court. Sophie doesn't exist.
I'm describing women who have spoken to the BBC at length.
Sophie doesn't exist.
And other media organisations about what they say is emotional manipulation and coercion. And I'm quoting back to you your own words, where you describe
they're not my words.
Coercion.
They're words you found. They're words you found on the internet, and Sophie doesn't exist. So let's move on to the next subject.
Your voice.
Move on to the next subject.
No, I think I'll stick on this one for a minute. So there's other places in that same website where you say you get girls to fall in love with you, and they do it because they love you, because they want to do what you say. Convincing women to take part in some kind of business arrangement doesn't work long term because they're emotional. You've got to get them to fall in love with you. That's coercion, that's emotional manipulation, that's abuse.
What you found are clips from the internet, some text from the internet, and you're going to sit here and tell me that that's the reason I should be
your website, your words.
It's not my website.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. Check my website. Next.
It's the website you've taken down, and I wonder why those comments have been taken down.
No website's been taken down. My website is the same. It's been the same for a very long time.
The comments on this website, on the original website, have been taken down, and I wonder why.
You are accusing me, I'm guessing, what you're trying to say is you're trying to say that I'm guilty of the things I'm accused of, and I'm emotionally manipulating.
I'm saying that you have said you emotionally manipulated people here for your own financial gain.
No, absolutely not.
And I'm asking you about that.
Absolutely not is the answer. I look forward to the end of this trial. I look forward to clearing my name. I look forward to the BBC and the legacy media having to say not guilty and having to tell the truth. As I've said before, the only other person who's been found, despite absolute rigorous, destructive levels of investigation and prodding into my life, is this imaginary Sophie by the BBC who doesn't exist. And if you were to find any single other man on earth and try and analyze his life forensically to the level they've done mine, you would find genuine damage to people. I don't hurt people.
It's not just
thousands of women have come out in my defense. Thousands of women have come out in my defense, and you've not mentioned that. Thousands of women come out in my defense.
Because the problem is when women accuse you of serious crimes.
Okay.
And emotional manipulation.
Well, let's agree that thousands of women. Let's agree that thousands.
It's not the problem that some people say you haven't done it. It's a problem that some people say you have.
Thousands of women come out in my defense, and as we stand right now, we have open criminal investigation. People who are involved in the criminal investigation are saying we're not victims of anything. Andrew's fine, he's never hurt us. You're saying, no, I have the opposite to that. I have to counter that. I have someone called Sophie with no face, a fake name, who we've invented, and she's not accusing you of anything criminal. So I don't see the whole point you're trying to make.
You say you manipulate women. They say you manipulate women. Why wouldn't people think you do?
I'm not here. Do you think I'm manipulating you?
I'm asking you about the testimony you've given on your website and the testimony
you've printed something off that you found on Reddit, and you're going to sit here and say that that makes me a bad person. I'm saying that you should know better as a journalist and do some proper journalism. Let's investigate the fact that thousands.
I think you should answer my questions
properly. I already have, and we should move on. She's just trying to start an argument.
It's not only about the criminal allegations. It's a much bigger issue. You've got children's organisations in the UK. You've got rape organisations in the UK. You've got the police naming you by name as someone who has a harmful influence on children and on women in the UK and elsewhere because of the things you say, because of the way you present gender relations, the way you say men should treat women.
That's very upsetting. And the reason that's very upsetting is because I know that's not true. I'm genuinely a good person. I believe my impact on the world is positive. In fact, if you were to read the comment section of nearly any video I post, especially by the legacy media, 95% of the population agree with me. Most people know that the things I say are positive. Legacy media as a whole has lost all its credibility in the last 3 to 4 years. Nobody believes it. And it's a shame. It's a massive shame that the BBC come here and try and push and purport this idea that I'm a dangerous person.
I'm
anti-drugs. I've never pushed drugs or any. I'm anti-drugs. I'm anti-violence. The UK is facing a knife crime epidemic, and they're going to sit here and say that I'm the most dangerous man in the UK.
You have said you're the most dangerous man in the world.
I've said I'm the most dangerous man in the world.
You've also said that a woman's intimate parts belong to her male partner. I'm glad you find that funny.
I find it funny that you're sitting here saying that I've said I'm the most dangerous man in the world, and you believe that's. When did I say that?
I'm asking if you believe it.
No, you said you're the most dangerous man in the world. Is that some kind of proof that I'm dangerous? Am I Dr. Evil now? I'm telling you that it's very upsetting that you're going to sit here and that certain organizations in the world are going to try and pretend that I'm the biggest force of evil on earth when I'm genuinely a force for good. I'm genuinely a force for good. And the reason they're doing this is because of the massive influence I have over the youth. And they don't like that I'm telling the youth to think outside of the matrix and ignore things like the BBC, which come here with loaded questions and false narratives and try and paint innocent people as guilty.
You said women's intimate parts belong to their male partner.
I said that if a woman marries a man, she takes his last name and traditionally the man gives her away. I've been pushing traditional religious beliefs because I'm a religious man and traditional beliefs in regards to marriage, which everybody accepted 10 to 15 years ago.
So
that's not a crazy conspiracy theory. If you're going to sit here and say that me believing a woman should take a man's last name in marriage makes me the most dangerous man in the world, then you're just going to lose even more credibility than the BBC's already lost in the last 4 to 5 years.
And you know what? I got to stop it right here because I think this is the real reason why so many women hate Andrew Tate is because he pushes traditional beliefs. And this is one of the big reasons why Passport Bros is so big now, because I genuinely think men are tired of being held to a traditional standard while women no longer have to be. That's, in a nutshell, that's the biggest issue that we have. First world countries, Western countries, especially the United States. This is crazy, man. The fact that this man is considered dangerous just because he pushes men to better themselves and to be leaders and be the authority figure in their relationships. Because as men, we're expected to protect the very women that we're with, which is one of the reasons why I'm not a big fan of men being platonic friends with women or being in the friend zone. Because no matter what kind of situation you got going on with a woman, bro, when push come to shove, when ish hits the fan, she is going to expect you to put your life on the line for her simply because you're a man. This is something that a lot of men are starting to wake up to. And I think this is one of the reasons why women give so much pushback, because when women hear this, they're automatically thinking like, damn, I'm not going to be able to get protection from a man unless I'm sleeping with him. Yeah. And that's how it should be. Y'all want it to be equal, remember? This is what I'm talking about, bro. Doesn't make any sense, bro. None at all. Let's keep it moving.
If that's your point, if that's your narrative you want to
also
push,
say that
good
men
luck.
should be able to sleep with a lot of women outside marriage. That doesn't sound very religious. Or
That's not what I said they should be able to. I said a lot of high-value men, a lot of rich men do it. And then we discussed at length on podcasts why rich men do it. And we also discussed why women decide to be unfaithful. It's not a gendered argument. We discussed unfaithfulness as a whole. What are the reasons and motivations for men and what are the reasons and motivations for women? Because you have no time to actually, watch my content, because you have no time to actually watch my content at length and understand what I'm saying, you just come here with a small snippet which we provided to you on a piece of paper.
3 times doesn't make it true.
No, completely. You don't have a clue what I say or what I talk about. You never watch my content. You have small pieces of paper, small clips on a piece of paper, and you're trying to pretend I've said evil things. And then you're going to say I'm the most dangerous man in the world, which is truly laughable.
You said that, not me.
Okay. Do you believe I'm the most dangerous man in the world, Lucy?
I'm not answering your questions.
Well, then we need to change the dynamic of this interview because, and I'll make this clear, I allowed you into my home. I'm doing you a favor, giving you the first interview I'm giving to the public. You don't come here with a position of authority. You're not the police. I don't respect the BBC. I don't know you. You do not come here with a position of authority over me. We are equals. We are people. We're citizens of the world, and we sit here as equals. And I see you as my equal. And if you ask me questions, I can ask you questions back. For you to come here and sit down and pretend you're the Gestapo and that you don't have to answer my questions is disingenuous because I don't owe you anything.
Asking questions and you answer.
But I don't owe. No,
however you want.
This is a conversation. And I don't owe you any degree of authority over me. So let's make that clear. And that doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman or from the BBC or the CNN. I'm here to answer your questions, to be honest with you and do you a favor.
Great.
And I'm doing you a favor. But you come here with loaded questions. You're trying to paint a narrative of me which is negative.
I'm asking you
and
about
that's
things
fine.
you've said that people are concerned about.
And that's fine.
You
but you're not going to
said
sit here and say you don't answer my questions because you're not above me.
This is also not supposed to be a third degree. It's supposed to be a conversation.
Absolutely.
Well, it would help if you answered the question.
I've answered every question so far.
Let me ask another question.
Sure.
You have said that a woman's intimate parts belong to her male partner, and if she goes on OnlyFans, he is entitled to a cut of her income.
You are extremely, it's very confusing to me why you're going to sit here, take long format podcasts I've done, which are 3 or 4 hours long, in context where I've sat with OnlyFans girls, 10 or 15 OnlyFans girls, where we've been joking back and forth, ignore every comment and satirical comment and sarcastic comment that the females have made, and then come along and say, you said this, and you're the most evil man in the world. I don't know if you understand what sarcasm is. I don't know if you understand what sarcasm is. I don't know if you understand what context is. I don't know if you understand what satirical content.
So you're saying it was sarcastic?
I'm saying it was a very interesting talk show. And for you to sit here and say that that is my true core beliefs and that makes me a bad person is disingenuous.
Is it?
Of course not.
Was it sarcasm?
Absolutely. You should watch the show.
You were being sarcastic when you said, let me just clarify.
You should watch the show.
Let me clarify for the audience. You were being sarcastic when you said a woman's intimate parts belong to her male partner.
No.
You didn't believe that.
No, it's not that. It's that you haven't watched the show at length, and you should have, because the woman was saying, my man's car belongs to me because he's my man. And she was on OnlyFans. And then 20 minutes later, when she said she was on OnlyFans, I said, well, you're selling your body, that belongs to him because he's your man. And she laughed. She laughed, and she said, yeah, that's probably true. If you watch the show, it will make sense. For you to come here with doing no research at all and then say, I don't understand what I'm talking about, but I've got this piece of paper with a few things printed off. That's why you're saying the silly things you're saying. You should watch the show, do some research.
Do you believe it?
I've already answered the question.
Not really.
Of course I have. Can we move on? I've answered the question.
Do you believe that a woman's intimate parts belong to her male partner?
Of course not. I've just answered the question.
We've done that 3 times.
And does this woman believe that her man's car belongs to her? It's not a gendered argument. I really think that it's genuinely sad that when the BBC has a chance to finally interview me at the end of all this Matrix attack, that they don't come here with any kind of genuine openness to try and understand my influence over the world or the things I push or what I'm trying to teach the world or why I'm a good influence on the world, because I am a massively good influence. Instead, they come here with pieces of paper with printed out excerpts from 5-year-old podcasts, taken out of context, to attempt the same matrix attack on me, which has been attempted endlessly. Every single person in Legacy Media has already tried this, and it doesn't work. I really encourage you. I encourage you to read the comment section on YouTube when this goes on YouTube, and you will see that nobody believes a word you're saying.
The reason we're asking you about these comments is because we've got the chief executive of Rape Crisis naming you individually as spreading a dangerous ideology of misogynistic rape culture.
Absolute.
It's the comments you make that are leading people to say things like
absolute
this.
Garbage.
National organizations who are saying that, blaming you for increasing levels of misogyny. Schools that are saying they are having increased incidents of girls being attacked, of female teachers being harassed.
If that was
by
true,
pupils,
because
of you and your.
Hold on. Did she really go there? We're not going to discuss this increase in women dealing with little boys. We ain't going to talk about that. I did a video on that, about a month or two ago. That's been happening a lot and been getting swept under the rug. Like, there's so many cases out there, bro, that we don't even know about. The reason why she keep harping on that statement, Jamal, is because she don't like what she heard. That's what it is. It's like everything that she's harping on is stuff that made her feel away. Like she coming into this interview like she's a lawyer and not a journalist. Let's keep it moving.
Well, that's absolute garbage. I have never, ever encouraged a student to attack a teacher, male or female, ever. I preach hard work, discipline. I'm an athlete. I preach anti-drug. I preach religion. I preach no alcohol. I preach no knife crime. Every single problem with modern society, I'm against. I'm teaching young men to be disciplined, to be diligent, to listen, to train, to work hard, to be exactly like me, with no criminal record, never even yet charged in this 14-month matrix investigation. And I'm saying that if men grew up like me, which are hardworking and diligent and some emotional control and stoic, we're going to have a better society, not a worse society. To sit here and say that schools in England, which is a failing nation, which has knife crime going through the roof, violence going through the roof, men's mental health going through the roof, and they're going to all blame me because I appeared on the internet 1 year ago, is disingenuous. It's disingenuous. And also
financial success,
correct,
with a Bugatti and a cigar, but it comes with a side order of misogyny.
How does having a Bugatti and a cigar come with misogyny?
Because it's all mixed together in what you teach. You teach that if a woman comes home and accuses you of cheating, you should hit her with a machete, shove her off. Is that
what I teach?
That's what you say.
No, if you actually watch the clip, it will be about the woman attacking me with a machete. As usual, you've not watched the video, taken out of context, flipped it, and attempted to attack me with a small excerpt. Let me tell you something, Lucy. I'm sure you're a very nice person. I'm sure you're a fantastic person. But if I were to take everything you've ever said online and just take small excerpts out of context, I could make you look like a misogynist. I guarantee it. In fact, I might actually do that. And then you're going to sit here and say, oh shit, I'm a misogynist because my clips have been taken out of context. If you refuse to watch anything at length and understand it, then that's what's going to happen.
The National Police Chiefs League for Violence Against Women, the NSPCC, Rape Crisis, Safer Schools, they are all naming you as being behind an epidemic of misogyny, even amongst primary school children.
The idea that I made primary school children misogynistic because I own a nice car. Is that your argument?
It's the misogyny that comes along with it.
Oh, owning a nice car is misogynist.
No, it's the misogyny that comes along with it.
How does misogyny come along with owning a nice car?
Because you have an image of financial
I'm glad you're answering my questions now. We finally got the dynamic.
You have an image of financial
answering
success.
My questions, actually should.
Excuse me. You have an image of financial success, but it comes along with attitudes towards women that are really problematic.
My attitudes towards women is that women should be protected and provided for, and I've said that at length. In fact, I've said that over 50 times online. You never mention it. I say that my girlfriend doesn't have to work unless she wants to. I take care of her. I die to protect a woman. I've talked about how I've stood up and faced a knife to protect a woman.
And in return, you want authority over her in the way you have over a child or a dog.
Absolutely not. I've said that women should be protected and provided for. And
in return, you want authority over her, because if you have responsibility for someone like a child or a dog, you say you have authority over them.
If you want to go down this argument, we'll go down this nuanced argument. I said that if I have responsibility for her safety, I should have a degree of authority over her safety. Meaning, and let me explain my point. If I'm the one who has to fight and die to protect her, I'm the one who decides how we walk home. I'm the one who decides the route we take. Because it's unfair for her to say, I want to walk through the most dangerous neighborhood in the world, but you have to face the knives. That's what I've said. And then you're going to sit here and pretend that I'm trying to treat women like dogs, which is garbage. Every single man in the world who loves his woman understands that he has to protect her. And every single woman in the world likes the idea of a man who would protect her. If you were to say to most women home right now, do you want your husband to protect you in a violent attack? They'd say, yeah, of course. Nothing I've said is misogynistic.
If you said to most women, would you want to lose authority in the relationship, to not be treated as a free and legal equal to your
I didn't say that. I said I need to have authority over the route we walk home.
When you compare women and the authority over women that you believe you should have to having authority over a child or a dog, it's not the same, because a woman is a free legal adult.
Correct.
You're equal.
Free legal adult, my equal. But if I had a girlfriend and we were walking home late at night, and I said, let's not walk down that area. It's a bad area. I have to protect you if anything happens. I want to take the long way. And she said, no, I will. I have to walk this way, even though it's the most dangerous route. I must.
Then what?
Then I would say, you're welcome to. You could do it. You're a free and legal equal. But I'm not going to walk with you and protect you. I think that I should be able to decide the route, because I have an obligation. And my obligation as a man is to protect and provide for females. Everything I'm talking about is traditional gender roles, which 10 years ago, less than 10 years ago, would not be considered outlandish, would not be considered crazy, would not be considered dangerous or misogynistic. The world has changed, and a lot of people haven't changed with the world. Please understand, there's a lot of women at home watching this right now who like the idea of a man sticking up for them, protecting them, and providing for them. And just because the world has gone crazy and the legacy media has gone crazy, most people at home are still relatively sane. And these are the people who are going to write in the comments that Andrew isn't saying anything that's outlandish. This is like the whole world believes these things.
I gotta stop it right here, man, because that is what really, 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 really bothers me, man, with women who want to make this argument. I remember him specifically talking about this. I'm not sure if it was on Fresh and Fit or another podcast, but I remember him specifically saying the way he just broke it down with her. All I'm saying is that if part of my responsibility is to protect you with my life, then I should have some authority over which route we take home or whatever the case may be. It doesn't make sense for you to say you want to go the most dangerous route and then still expect me to protect you. Because if I got to put my life on the line, then I need some authority. I don't know if y'all remember, but remember when I made that reference to the movie Bodyguard with Kevin Costner and Whitney Houston? It's the same thing, bro. And see, she didn't have any pushback when he said, okay, well, if you want to go that way, fine, but I'm not going to walk with you and protect you, since you want to take the most dangerous route to get back to where we need to go. This is blowing my mind, and it's a little bit scary because it just goes to show you, man, like how far women are willing to go to try to get the best of both worlds. Because this is a prime example of a woman who wants to be able to do what she wants to do, but still hold men to a traditional standard. Because notice all the stuff that Andrew Tate pushed as far as traditional values, she has nothing to say about it. All she's doing is just attacking these small little cliff notes and little clips of things that he said, when half of the time he was joking. And like he said, if she was watching these certain videos at full length, she would get a better idea of what exactly he was talking about. Crazy, bro. Alan Dixon with the $4.99 super chat says, you can't debate with this woman. She's gaslighting and soundbiting. You have to out soundbite her. He's trying to reason and she's trying to win. Exactly. Exactly. That's all it is, bro. You are 100% right, Alan Dixon. Thank you for that super chat, brother. And the sad part about it, she looks like an older woman, so you would think she would hold some kind of traditional values. Like she must have been at the beginning. She must have been at the beginning of the FNS wave, and she just riding hard, bro. I'm like, I love to see what her husband look like if she got one. You know what, Link? I don't know. I don't know if he can, but he should. All right, y'all. Let's keep it moving.
It's fine. It's fine.
It goes like that.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm having a nice conversation with you, so I'm enjoying it. So it's no problem. It's been fun so far. It's fine. We good?
Yes.
Tell me when.
Do you want to clap again?
No. We didn't stop, no?
I can do the clap. Now we good?
No.
Thank you. If a man broke into your house, wouldn't you want your husband to protect you?
There's a difference between conservative values and emotional control, coercive control.
We're
lack
talking
of
about
consent.
protection now, and I'm saying if someone broke into your house, would you want your husband to protect you?
It's not about conservative values or protection. It's what you're demanding in return for that.
Well, I'll give you this. I don't know who your husband is. I don't know if he would stand up to protect you or die for you. I'll give you this. If someone broke into this house right now and was a homicidal maniac, I would expect me and the other men in this room to stand up and face them, while you and the other women in this room could protect yourselves. I would actually believe the men should go and engage the attacker. I believe that. And even though I don't know you, and you've come into my house with a hostile agenda, and you've come here to try and make me look bad, I would still stand up. I would still stand up to protect you. I would still stand up to protect you because I believe that's my role as a man.
I am asking you about things that you have said that have caused major national organizations, including the police, to worry about you by name. That's what I'm asking you
It's
about.
not what I say.
It's not about whether you protect your partner or not. It's about what you have said that has caused such concern in the UK. And I want to put it to you that you don't really care about the harm it causes.
That's not true.
Because
That's not true.
making controversial statements like this online has made you a lot of money.
Okay, so first thing, I genuinely am a force for good in the world. You may not understand that yet, but you will eventually. And I genuinely believe I'm acting under the instruction of God to do good things, and I want to make the world a better place. I genuinely believe my legacy is a good legacy, and I believe that eventually, when the legacy media catches up, they're going to understand I'm a good, positive influence. I'm not interested in damaging the world for money, because if I was interested in damaging the world for money, I could have sold drugs, or I could make rap music and encourage everyone to stab each other like all the drill artists do.
Or you could make controversial statements online that attract a lot of followers who you then direct to your website where they pay.
I could make
to
jokes.
learn how to be
Sure.
like you.
I mean, I could make jokes online. Who doesn't? I mean, I could make a joke
Are you
online.
saying that all the controversial things you said are jokes?
No, I'm saying that these organizations and the BBC who are going to sit here and pretend that I am the face of damaging the youth is absolutely garbage. It's completely disingenuous.
It makes you
And the
money.
reason.
I'm sorry, we have agreed to do an interview where you are going to ask questions that are going to give us the opportunity to clarify some things. These are very loaded questions.
Sorry.
And so far, I'm sorry, I have arranged this and I'm talking right now. So these are very loaded questions, and this is not what we discussed, and this is not the conversation that we agreed
We were
to.
very
You're
clear that the
sitting
questions
there, you're sitting there and just accusing, we're not here to face new allegations. This has all been discussed, answers have been provided. So if we could please move on from this side of the interview, I would appreciate it.
I would like to hear what Andrew's got to say about the fact that when you make controversial statements, it attracts people to follow you, and then you direct them to your website where they pay you a monthly fee to learn how to be like you. And so the more controversial statements you make, the more money you get.
The fact that that's the path you've outlined to one, my online university, and two, my presence on the internet. The fact that you believe that's the path just shows you've done absolutely zero research. Genuinely zero research.
Okay, so how many of the people who sign up for Hustlers University come to you through your social media?
Genuinely zero research.
How many of the people who sign up for Hustlers University come to you through your social media where you direct them to the website.
And Lucy, I encourage you to go out there, do some genuine research, watch my
Did you
videos,
answer my
of
question?
course, watch my videos at length and truly understand what I'm doing.
How many of the people who sign up for Hustlers University at $49.99 a month come to you because they see your social media comments?
There's an online school called Hustlers University, which I don't own. I influence for, along with many other influencers, and they sign up for your website, which I don't own. And once again, that's nothing to do with me. And you're going to sit here and say that I made a joke. I made a joke online 4 years ago because a woman said that she owned her man's car, and you made a joke, and that means that you, because you're Bugatti, are the most misogynistic, dangerous man in the world. This is going down a path of absolute insanity. It's not true. None of this is true. I don't hurt people. I don't harm people. I'm genuinely a positive influence.
Renowned.
I'm renowned
for offensive and controversial.
That's not why I'm renowned. I'm actually renowned. I'm actually renowned for helping young men, because we talk about there's a men's mental health crisis, and we talk about we pretend to care that men are upset. But as soon as I discuss men's issues, it's misogynistic. It doesn't have to be gendered. Just because I believe men have a point of view and men have rights and men are allowed to think and believe and act a certain way that helps them internally, that doesn't mean it's anti-female. In fact, I believe it's actually pro-female. I think when a man is true to his influence and true to his essence, and he's good within himself, he's a positive influence in the world, and he's positive for the women around him.
So
just because I discuss men's issues, people say, oh, you're anti-woman. I'm not anti-woman. I love women.
Why are so many women saying that when their boyfriends start following you,
they're not?
They experience more control.
So many.
They experience
How many?
more abuse.
How many?
Enough.
Well, this is the first time I've heard of it. So, in fact,
one is too many.
Oh, of course, yeah. So, in fact, I've seen thousands and thousands of comments and have endless emails from women praising the fact that their sons are listening to me, praising the fact that their husbands.
The things I'm saying, does it not worry you?
It would worry. It would worry.
Not concerned about
it would worry me if I was genuinely damaging the world. But for you to sit here and say, Andrew, you become the most Googled man in the world, you have billions of views, and one is now saying that her husband is not the same man she wants him to be, when thousands and thousands of people are saying the opposite. Well, then I would say
I've presented you with case after case after case, with quote after quote after quote of people who are genuinely concerned about the impact you're having, and you brush it off as if it's nothing.
No, what you have done is come here with an agenda. You come here with loaded questions. You come here with things taken out of context. You come here with things that you don't understand are satirical. And then you're going to also sit and say that one woman said that her boyfriend changed when he watched one of your videos. And then I don't know what you expect me to say to that. That's
sarcastic and jokes.
No,
that's how you explain the comments you make.
For you to sit down.
Would you like to apologize for any of them?
For you to sit down. For you to sit down. It's fine. No, it's fine. It's easy. For you to sit down and say that one woman said that her boyfriend watched an Andrew Tate video and now he won't do the dishes, or whatever your argument is, and that I'm somehow the worst, most dangerous man in the world because I have a car. It's just disingenuous, and I'm enjoying this interview very much because this shows the world. It's great. It shows the world the truth about the legacy media because they beg me for interviews. They beg me. You have been begging me for months. Please, we need to be relevant. And then you come here with loaded questions trying to paint a picture of me, which is completely and utterly false. I am a good, positive influence for the world. The things I teach men are stoicism, discipline, self-respect, hard work, obeying authority, listening to your fight coach, working hard in school, making as much money as possible in your job. If you actually watch the things I say, if you actually watch my comments about women, I've done long podcasts for hours long about females, talking about protecting for them, providing for them, how I believe women should be treated in a relationship. I've done all of this, but you don't watch any of it, and then you come here and ask me that, answer questions I've answered at length thousands of times.
Since you came out.
Because like he said, bro, they don't care about any of that because they can't paint a false narrative when you're telling men that they should provide and protect for their women. You know what I mean? What woman is going to argue that? I mean, even the woman that's interviewing him couldn't argue that. All she did was just move the goalpost. Bro, this don't even seem like an interview. It just seemed like one big gaslighting session, man. And yeah, Team Peterson, she had an agenda from Jump Street, man. They ain't talking about nothing. Let's keep it moving.
Out of custody, there seems to have been a lot about your charity work.
Correct.
On your social
media. I've always done the charity work, but now I'm promoting it.
There seems to be a real shift.
Yeah.
I wonder what's behind that.
Well, I've always done the charity work. I've been doing the charity work for years. I believe that it's my legacy to leave a positive influence on the world, and I've been doing charity work for over 5 years. Post my incarceration, my unfair, unjust incarceration, may I add. Post that, I've made it more clear the charity work I'm doing. But this is, again, once again, very interesting. I spend $25 million a year feeding children, men, male children, and female children in Turkey, and Syria, and Iran, and Iraq. I literally spend $25 million a year feeding children. And I'm still the worst man in the world because 4 years ago I made a sarcastic comment.
Because some people would look at that and say, okay, so before you got money from attracting people to your website by making controversial comments, but that might have got you into trouble. And so now you're looking for a new market. You're looking for a new market of followers who are attracted by a different sort of persona.
I've always done the charity work, so that is obviously incorrect. And I have proof that I've always done the charity work, so you're wrong, firstly. I believe that if you have a lot of wealth, you should help people, and I'm helping people. I also think it's very, very interesting that you could not find another celebrity in the UK or anywhere else who's spending £25 million a year feeding children in war-torn countries. I'm doing that, and I've been doing that for a long time without even mentioning it. I never even said it. And now that I've said it, people are going to attack me for it and say that it's disingenuous. The person in Sudan who's eating the meal, do you think they believe it's disingenuous? No, I think they feel pretty good that Andrew Tate fed them. And to sit here and say that I'm a bad person now because I'm manipulating charity, because I'm using charity, I'm just trying to do good in the world. That's all I've ever been trying to do.
When women speak out against you online, disagree with what you say, they describe being bombarded with rape threats, with death threats, trolling by your followers. Would you like to say anything to your followers about how to behave in that situation?
Absolutely correct. I would love to do that. First things first, I've yet to see a female stand up and argue with me online. I don't ever see hardly any, although only women who message me agree with me. Secondly, I don't think that anybody who disagrees with me, male or female, should be trolled. I don't think they should be insulted or attacked. I think the ideas should be discussed openly and fairly and maturely. It doesn't matter if a man agrees with me or disagrees with me, or a female. I don't think my followers should come along and attack her. And if my followers are doing that, I'm upset by that. But let's make a very important clarification. That's not my followers. That's the internet. If you were to log into any video game lobby, I don't play video games, and someone were to sit there and say something stupid, they would be trolled with similar comments. That's the unfortunate reality of the internet as a whole. That's nothing to do with me. But I encourage all of my followers to engage in open discourse and be fair and honest and talk in a way which is mature. There's no need to troll anybody, male or female.
And you know what? I'm glad he said that, because there's a woman on YouTube. Her name is Leia. I've reacted to her a couple times. The most recent one is when I used that clip of the girl that moves like an NPC. But yeah, so he's right, because Leia, I know she interviewed him about a year or so ago, way before all the allegations. And when she was interviewing girls, she was very open about the conversations, and she didn't come off like she was trolling or saying anything mean or anything of that nature. So I agree with him, man. I think if there are guys or girls that are doing that to people that disagree with him, I mean, at the end of the day, what can he do? Like he can't control that. You know what I mean? He can be upset about it, but at the end of the day, it's like you can't control what other people do. But here she is again. She just, you know what, Link? I noticed that too. Is like she has something against this man telling other men to try to be successful like him. Like, what's wrong? Because it comes with the misogyny. I'm like, see, this is the problem that we have in the West. Y'all are trying to, why is it that women, especially these modern leftist thinking women, why is it that y'all want to suppress men so much but continuously elevate women? How in the hell are y'all supposed to find the kind of men that y'all want if y'all are simultaneously suppressing men and uplifting women at the same time? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me, man. But for some reason, it makes sense to women like her. Like, look at her, bro. Look at her right now. She She looked bitter as hell, bruh. Well past the wall, bitter ass female. Let's keep it moving, bruh. This almost over.
Okay.
Kathy, anything?
A couple of things. I wonder if it would be worth giving Andrew one more opportunity to consider whether or not he would like to apologise or give an indication of how he feels about the allegations that he has negatively influenced young people in the UK. And secondly, I think we should put on record that this interview is taking place in your house because you're under house arrest. If it were not for that, then we would have chosen another location, I'm sure. We would have negotiated that between us. So I think that's just worth putting on record.
Okay. So just to put on the record then, you said that you've invited us into your house.
Correct.
We're here because you're under house arrest.
Correct.
If you were free to leave, we would have negotiated a more neutral setting.
Don't you think, as the BBC, it would be very interesting to come here and discuss the fact that I was put in a dungeon for 92 days and then locked in house arrest without charge? Don't you think that's a far more interesting conversation than old YouTube snippets? Don't you think that would be interesting?
You're here under house arrest because there's an ongoing investigation into rape and human trafficking allegations against you.
Correct. I've been incarcerated without charge. And don't you think
The rape allegation
it's been dropped?
has been incarcerated for.
Correct. So I'm incarcerated without charge, and I think that'd be a far more interesting conversation. Then I guess Julian Assange is incarcerated without charge, and nobody's interested in that either. So if you actually wanted to do some genuine journalism and investigation, you could talk about the fact that an innocent man who is yet to be charged with a crime has had his liberty deprived of him. And I think that would be a far more interesting angle than talking about me being the most dangerous man in the world because I own a car.
And this question about schools being very worried about your influence.
Yeah.
Boys in primary school or boys as young as 11 are quoting you at school, attacking girls, refusing to respect female teachers.
Yeah.
Would you like to say anything about that?
I'd like to say a lot. First things first, as I've repeatedly said, and the only reason I keep repeating it is because I'm sure this interview will be edited. I am a positive force for the world, and I teach children discipline. I teach the world discipline, male or female, of any age. And a lot of women listen to me as well. 40% of the people who listen to me are actually female. Secondly, I do understand with my massive influence, and I am now the one of the most influential people on the planet, that I do have to be slightly more careful with things I say. I'm not going to disagree with that. The idea that I said something 5 years ago on a video that got 300 views.
So what do you mean, being slightly more careful?
I'll give you an example. Some of the jokes I made 4 or 5 years ago on a YouTube channel that got 300 views, I would no longer make.
Like what?
Like the OnlyFans joke, the one you mentioned repeatedly. When she said, "My man's car is my car," and then she said she did OnlyFans, and I said, "What do you saw on OnlyFans?" She said, "My tits," and I said, "Well, those are your man's tits." As a joke, ha ha ha. Everybody laughed. The fact that I could do that on a podcast 5 years ago and only got 300 views, now I understand I'm the most influential man on the face of the planet. I would be more careful with certain things I say. That doesn't mean the things I originally said were genuinely out to harm people.
Do you really believe you're the most influential man on the face of the planet?
I'm the most Googled person on the planet.
Do you believe you're the most influential man on the face of the planet?
I'm the most Googled man on the planet.
I think we're done.
Yeah, I'm done too, cause damn, bro, that woman ignored. She agitated the hell out of me. Global Passport crew, you still in the chat? You still in the chat? Let me know, man. And I agree with you. All right, Global Passport group, give me 1 second. This is crazy, bro. Okay, being BMT added me to his group. That's what's up. All right. We're gonna bring Global Passport Crew on. So this is gonna be like a second part of the live stream. We're gonna be discussing this passport Pookie situation, but man, Andrew Tate, bro, he crushed that interview, bro. He crushed that interview, man. Like he debunked all that BS, bro. Yeah, Renee, like that. Yeah, she ignored all the facts. But like he said, man, she should watch those clips. She should watch the full videos instead of just watching these short clips that went viral. Oh, I apologize, Jacoby. I just peeped, man. $1.99 Super Site said this is not an interview. This is an interrogation. That's exactly what it was. I said something similar earlier. I'm gonna go ahead and bring on Global Passport Crew on in, man. What's going on, brother?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I wrote some notes on this, man. First and foremost, he shouldn't have done this interview at all. If you got an open case on you, man, just be silent about this thing, dude. I think that was a bad move on his part for having this interview, man. Personally speaking,
Yeah.
but that's him.
I agree.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because this interview that could be used as evidence, man. That's for one. Two, what she was just trying to do is set him up because obviously, well, here's the thing: Romania is a capitalist country, but 3 decades ago it was a communist country, and it seems like what's going on with him, they're using those old style communist tactics, man, of just shaming. This is a shame. This is a shame thing they're doing with him. This has nothing to do with any criminal charges because there's no evidence. They incarcerated a man for no reason, man. It's just like what they've been trying to do with Trump and stuff like that. They're going after Trump for every little thing for no reason. But yet, when someone else does it, and I ain't gonna mention no names, they get away with it. Same exact thing, word for word, but no, we're not going to pursue it. But we're going to pursue it after him because that's all I'm saying. That's
See,
all
I'm like this is why I think oh man, and this is just me putting my conspiracy hat on. I really think especially in these first world and western countries, man, I genuinely think that they're trying to suppress men from being better men, from being more masculine because if you do that, that's more men that you're going to have rebelling against the machine, rebelling against what they're trying to push. And honestly, I mean, I think one of the reasons why he's so influential is because men are tired of being held to this traditional standard no matter how much we progress, no matter how much women want to have have more and exercise hypergamy and things of that nature. And it's just like, okay, but meanwhile, men are stuck. And it's like men are just getting tired. So when you have somebody like Andrew Tate come out and have the influence that he has, it's like what I'm like, what did y'all expect from men? I mean, I mean, especially after the death of Kevin Samuels. I mean, because honestly, if it wasn't for the death of Kevin Samuels, I really don't think Andrew Tate would have the kind of influence that he has. I mean, because Andrew Tate was out around the same time as Kevin Samuels, but he took a back seat because Kevin Samuels he had the spotlight at the time.
Kevin
But it's
Samuels
funny,
did it. Kevin Samuels did it in a more gentleman-like fashion. Not to say that
yeah,
Andrew wasn't gentleman-like, but there was a style and sophistication with Kevin when he brought his argument and stuff like that, even though a lot
yeah,
of women rejected it. Andrew
I
Tate,
agree.
he's a sharp. He's basically he comes out the gate. He doesn't hold back. He lets you have it, and
Mhm.
basically the way he comes out on it, it's very bold and brash, you
Yeah,
know. And whether you agree with the style, that's up to you. I'm more of a Kevin Samuel type of style, personally speaking. Um, but to come up with charges against someone because you disagree with their viewpoints, you know, and now you want to trump up charges on them, and then you have no witnesses, no evidence, and you incarcerate the man for Lord knows how many months. What does that say? That says a lie about our government. It does,
Mhm.
you know. And I don't, the government of Romania, you know, it's sad, man, because you know that wasn't cool, you know. And sometimes we got to be blessed that we have the system we have up in the United States because you, if you ain't got no charges, you are mandated. You have to let that person go. You are mandated by the Constitution of the United States.
Mhm.
Okay, and now they got him still in house arrest. For what reason? Well, we have an open case against him. Okay, do you have any evidence to for what? You know, what did he do? You, you don't have a case against the man, so what? Well, because you have an open case doesn't mean you know you have the right to detain him.
Right.
You know, that's the thing.
Mhm. It's crazy, man. Yeah,
It's
I don't
weird.
get that.
These are the tactics these people have adopted. You know, it's communist tactics. It's like when I hear these women talk about this and that, all the shaming tactics, like Kevin Samuels said about sign language, shame, insult, and guilt, and need to be right. All that is communism. It's communist shaming tactics. It's all it is. You know,
Right.
he's trying to inspire men, but you'll let, I don't even want to go down that road because you'll let a certain group of people groom kids. That's okay. But this
Right.
whole,
I already know what you're talking about. I did a video on that. I
yeah,
still can't get past that. Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
you'll let a certain group of people, certain individuals groom kids. That's fine. But yeah, but what he does, which is harmless, y'all got a problem with.
Bizarro world, man.
It is. This
Hmm.
is why people getting their passports. And now I'm not just saying passport bros. This whole passport thing that's been hold up, it's not a passport bro thing. You know, with the passports being, you know, taking so long, it's not a passport bro thing. It's people just leaving the US because of the political spectrum that's happening here. Now the economic spectrum is getting
Yep.
worse. Everybody had it. They says like, I can't deal with this anymore. This is crazy. And everybody's
Hmm.
now leaving because it's nuts. So that's what's going on, guys.
Yeah, I can confirm that, man, based on the number of American women that I've come across in my short time in Thailand. So, I'm starting to see it more on YouTube as well, like other women and other couples American couples, like
Families, man.
families, like yeah, like I saw an American guy the other day when I was going to the store because I was making a liquor run because because in Thailand they don't sell liquor today, so I made a liquor run last night. Saw an American guy walk in with his kid, and I'm just like, damn, it's getting that bad that guys are out here bringing their families out here now. Like it's crazy, bro. Let me
It's
get the
gotten
super
bad.
chat. Let me get the super chat real quick.
Cool.
My apologies, Alan Dixon. 1999 super chat says this goes to show that if your argument isn't airtight, anything you said before will and can be used against you in a court of law. I mean, media. Rome, please get back on the debate stage. We need your voice, brother. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much for that super chat, Alan Dixon. Yeah, go ahead. What were you saying?
Yeah, so it's starting to get really bad. Guys, get your passports and just be ready with a go bag to get out.
Mm-hmm.
You may just have to
Yeah.
drop things and leave it here and just go.
Yeah, because I think the wait time now is up to 3 months.
That's bad.
Mm-mm.
And it's going to get even more worse because the debt ceiling, they passed that, but you want to know what was one of the things that went down on that? One of the agreements? Student loan repayment starts in August.
Oh yeah, I just saw that this morning, Global Passport Crew. Yeah, I saw a
And
picture of Joe Biden right underneath the headline saying they yeah, them student loans
And I
and
already already done that since the pandemic started chipping away at it. So my stuff has gone down. So
yeah, but but we all know who owned most of the student loan debt.
mhm, mhm. And they're all sitting here thinking that's going to happen. It was like y'all had the House for 2 years. You had the House, Senate, and the executive office for 2 years, and y'all could have passed the budget and got rid of it. Did they? No, they didn't do it. Yeah, sitting in Supreme Court? No, they already got the executive power to do it. They have an executive power to eliminate it right now. They just ain't gonna do it. They're not gonna pull that card. Yeah.
Because they want that money.
Yeah, they want that money. And they're not gonna pull that card because they want that money. That money's coming back because we are in a crisis right now. We're in a financial crisis. So guess what?
Yeah, trillions in debt. So
Trillions in debt. They're gonna get that number down, and y'all paying it.
Yeah,
y'all sat there and voted them in office, and we told y'all that's BS. It's not gonna happen. And guess what? Y'all all been betrayed. You all been betrayed.
See, I'm like, and they wonder why these politicians push so hard on female voters because they know y'all are gonna make an emotional decision and y'all outnumber us in this country. I'm like, and you try to explain that to these women, and they're just like, no, I'm gonna vote for him. All right, do what you want to do. It's your vote, but I'm just letting you. What you can't. That's why I find it so funny, man. How women sit over here and say, ain't no real leaders out here. No, y'all just don't want to be told what to do. Because whenever men try to tell y'all something out of pure logic, y'all go with the emotional response or the emotional reaction, and then when you don't get the outcome that you want, you get upset, and then you point the finger at the man, the same man that was over here trying to help you not make the bad decision in the first place. So, yeah, I'm like, yeah. Did you have anything else on this before we pivot to what
yeah.
you?
I wanted to talk about that whole incident that happened in Cartagena with the individual. There was a interview. The guy's name is Foreign Nate. He has a Instagram channel. He's some local underground celebrity out of Miami, and basically, he was on an interview with Razor Ray, and I saw the critique video, the reaction video that Kings and Dreams did. Shout out to him. Shout out to Razor Ray for the interview, and shout out to Nakneezy. He did a translation because they had one of the prostitutes on there. And basically what had happened was there was a miscommunication on price, because these were girls they picked up in the club, not outside of the Watchtower, although the club is in the Watchtower area.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they were bouncing from different Airbnbs. So apparently the cops did get involved. So in order for him not to go to jail, he had to fork up a G to the cops so he wouldn't go to jail. Now, since he's flying out of Miami, well, I'm going to get to this first point. Since he's flying out of Miami, his ticket's going to be low. It's going to be about $300 round trip.
Right.
All right. Airbnb, I don't know how much those things cost, but he split it with the guys. Food, I don't know what food costs, but with all that plus the boat ride he took, which was like $650, that was some boat ride then. He spent about, on his trip with the $1,000 for 6 days, over 2 G's. Now, Rome, again, how much did you spend for your whole trip, 3 weeks in Barranquilla?
Well, I was actually there for a whole month, and I didn't even spend 2,000. If I remember right, I think I spent like 1,700.
Okay, my 10-day trip to Jordan was 14. Mr. J. Rillo in the DR, his was a 21. Why is it these passport pookies are spending more money in shorter distance, and we're going further and we're spending less? Y'all need to stay home. Honestly.
And keep in mind that these are guys, from what I can tell, been traveling more and longer than I have. I just started this year. But I've always been frugal with money, so I just carry that with me when I leave.
You know, it's the thing about it is this, and I want to give you guys on this channel a lesson, and that is cultural immersion. That is something that's going to separate us from them. That means you're going to have to learn the language. That means you got to know the culture. You're going to have to do that if you're going to go anywhere overseas. Thailand included, Philippines included. I don't care if they speak English. You're going to have to know cultural immersion to include foreign language if you're going to do anything. Okay? To separate yourself. You're also going to have to be a solo traveler. Do not travel as a group. Maybe one extra dude, iffy. Because right now these dudes are getting us in trouble, and it's making us look bad. Now the lady Marty, she didn't have any issues with the brothers. She still loved the brothers. She just had an issue with him because he didn't have to be like that. For some reason, his Instagram came into the whole conversation. His Instagram, he's over here flexing with cars and money. And I think what they try to do is they try to get more money out of him. Because you got to understand, down there, they're trying to feed their families. And they're doing whatever they can to do that. That's why you're seeing a high rate of crime. All right? Which is why I got to chill out, because I just saw a video of what happened recently. Dude got pew-pewed in the face for his gold chain. And it was caught on video.
In Colombia?
In Colombia.
Oh, wow.
Okay. That's why that level 3 is out there on that travel advisory for Colombia. You got to learn how to move. Okay. Dudes are still making mistakes. Me as a content creator, I can't do stuff like that. Right. Well, right now I'm putting it for a job that requires a security clearance, so I can't make moves anyway. Because I'm in the process. But so right now you guys got to know cultural immersion to separate yourself from them, and you got to be a solo traveler. No ifs, ands, or buts. That is the only way you're going to separate yourself from them, because these Pookies and Ray Rays are not doing that stuff. They're not. Now, I should say there are some that very few are. They know the language, but not a lot. And you guys got to be really, really careful out there now, because not just the stuff that's going on in some of these countries, it's just your image right now. Now everybody is up on this passport bro movement thing. Now the women are gonna now start taking advantage in any way, shape, or form. You really got to be careful out there now. You got to be smart about things. You can't jump into relationships like this, that, and the other, because they'll start saying, "Okay, Pookie," even on social media, Pookie, and you may not be the Pookie. You got to be careful with everything you do on social media. You got to be careful.
I heard that's the reason why DR is getting bad, and the women down there are starting to jack up their prices because this passport bro movement is getting so popular.
Yeah,
and it's spreading. So because it's spreading, you starting to see. I'm hearing women down there jacking their prices up, and I'm like, they over telling, man, DR getting it. Well, another reason why DR is getting more expensive is because people are buying real estate down there and getting houses and shit down there too. So that's playing a factor as well. So, you starting to see more expats go down there to live. Because I know there's been a similar effect in Medellin, Colombia, particularly like the strata 5, strata 6 areas like El Poblado and Laurelas. The more expensive, they said, like those areas are getting more expensive because you're starting to see like more expats come in droves and move there. So yeah, I'm like, got to be aware of these things, you guys.
I'm gonna
I
let you
hear
hit
you.
that. There's 2 super chats you need to hit, and then there's a question I want to address. So I'll let you hit
Okay, because I wanted to get on this. Jamal Fowler, man, appreciate you, bro. He always showing support. $20 super chat. Yeah, because this question is for you. Says, what do you think about the black guy in Japan on the train insulting the Japanese people? Damn, I need to check that out because I ain't even heard
that
about
one. I
that.
gotta check out Jamal, but he's an ass. He's an ass. He better have a good reason why he did that, because I wouldn't insult. I've been to different countries. I may have my issues with certain people, but I'm not going to go on a plane and just insult Japanese people just like that. He better have a reason why he did that. And even the reason is not, you're in someone else's country, show a little bit respect. Like when I was in Israel, I had some issues with certain people, but I kept my lips, be quiet, just move on. When it was time for me to leave for good, I left. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
If I want to come back, I'll come back. If I don't, I don't. So I got to see that video. I'll look for that, and maybe you want to do a reaction on that one for next week.
Yeah, I was going. Yeah, hey Jamal Fowler, send it to my email. I'm like, it would have been nice to put that up with the situation we discussed, and then the woman that was talking down bad about Egypt. Now
You know what?
I've heard other people say similar things about Egypt, but my whole thing is this though: is like, even if all of that is true, I'm like, it's just it's like you need to be aware that there may be other people that want to go there for the same reason that you do. And the last thing you want to do is have those people thinking that anybody else that come there looking like you is going to have the same mindset as you or look at them the same way. And that's my concern, especially for me, because I want to go to Egypt. You know what I mean? I want to see the pyramids. I want to, you know what I mean? I want to see the history, but I don't want to go there and these people are looking at me sideways because of what the last woman said about y'all. It's like, you know what I mean, I've been in Thailand now, I've been to the Philippines, I've been in Colombia, I've seen impoverished areas. I get it, I understand that, but that's not what I'm there for. You know what I mean? So it's like the last thing I'm gonna do is talk down on impoverished areas, especially when we got LA that has, from what I know, doesn't it have like one of the highest homeless rates?
I think I think they're getting overrun by San Francisco.
Oh, really?
It's between LA or San Francisco, one of the two.
Right. And I'm like, and at both cities are in California, and California is supposed to be one of the wealthiest places you can go to. That's where all the Hollywood actors but but they got the highest homeless rates.
Yeah.
Like, how does that make any damn sense?
Yeah, I got an idea. Why don't we just do you want to do a show? I can come back next week. We can do a show if you can collect those types of videos and we can just critique them. And I can give you a Middle Eastern perspective on that video because I can probably explain the whole Middle Eastern portion of what that woman was trying to say. Well, how to just basically debunk what she was saying, because I can tell you there were some things on there that she was just stupid.
Okay.
Yeah, that's if you want to do it. I don't know what you got planned, but and you have another super chat.
Oh,
you got a big one now.
Oh, whoa, yeah. KMO, man, with the $100 super chat. Oh my God, you know what, KMO? It's been a while since you've been in here too, man. I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I thought I saw you in here earlier, man. Wow, appreciate that so much, brother. He said, they done here. Can't wait to get back. This is a culmination of so many things coming to pass. Man, listen, bro. You are 100% right. And when you say can't wait to get back, I'm like, I guess you're talking about out of the matrix. I don't know if you're referring to where I'm at now, but yeah, bro, it's, man, it's, you know what, Global Passport Crew, man, one of the things that has really been shocking to me since I've come here is how many brothers down here watch my channel, man.
Oh yeah,
I've literally felt I've been feeling like a celebrity since I came down here. I'm literally getting stopped. I was walking with BMT the other day, right? I literally got stopped in the street by a black guy across the street. He saw me with he recognized me before he recognized me. I don't even think he knew what BMT was. He recognized me. Yeah, I'm shocked because I'm like, BMT been living down here for like, I think he said over a year now. So when me and him are walking together and this man stops me and says, hey, I'm like, oh, damn, he must recognize me. Bro, man, y'all watch your channel and yada, yada, yada. And then like when I went to the black-owned bar business the other night, about a good 10 people in there said they watched my channel. Hell, I'm like, I ran into Travelversity my very first night here. I'm like, damn, I ain't even been here a whole 12 hours yet, and I'm already running into.
You're basically a rock star.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. And I'm just like, dude, I'm just like y'all, man. I'm no celebrity. I'm nobody special. You know what I mean? I'm like, I just keep my head down and grind, bro. I'm like, that's all I know how to do.
Mhm.
So I mean, it's been a crazy experience, man, to say the least, bro.
Yeah. Could you
Crazy, man.
scroll up to Lynch 1111?
Uh,
Because he has a question for both of us. It's just before the KMO's $100 super chat.
oh, okay. All right. KMO, man, thank you so much for that super chat, brother. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, that's one.
Okay. Said, will there come a day where the passports will come to a pause just because too many are leaving? Bro, that's a really good question. And to be honest with you, Link, there in the back of my mind, I have a little bit of concern. Here's what I'll say. I can see it potentially being a freeze on remote jobs. Passports, not so much, because you could still make money off of people traveling. But remote jobs, I can see remote jobs essentially becoming a little harder to come by because so many people are, seeing this as a way to escape the rat race, where, you know what I mean, you don't have to be this 6-7 figure earner. You can go to another country and live very well. Cheaper cost of living. I can see the remote job freeze potentially happening in the future, but passports, I would say I could see the remote job freeze happening before the passports, simply because you can still make money off of U.S. citizens traveling in and out of the country versus somebody getting a passport, getting a remote job, and then living somewhere else permanently. So I don't. Yeah, that's kind of how I'm looking at it as of right now. But I'd be lying if I said I wasn't concerned and that hasn't been in the back of my mind. Well, I'm like, well, what do you think, man?
I don't see it as a freeze. I think it's going to be a little harder. It's going to take a little longer to get, because I think, one, with the remote jobs, those are going to disappear because a lot of the companies want people back in the office. That's going to be one. All right. Because now the pandemic is officially over, these jobs are going to start disappearing. Travel, everybody's going to still travel. That's just it. That's no ifs, ands, or buts on that. Everybody's going to still travel for business or what have you. That's still going to be that. But until we correct what's going on in the United States, which 2024 is going to be the decision-making time. So, we can continue 4 more years of this, or we can make a change. So that's going to be up to you guys. That's going to be the decision. You got to make that decision, and that's just the way it is. Because you're going to start seeing more and more people leave. That's why you need to keep going and just get your passport, man. That's why I tell everybody, get a go bag. I am going to do a video in about 2 weeks about developing a kind of a go bag, on my YouTube channel. So that way you'll have the necessary stuff that you need in your bag. So that stuff you don't have to worry about. All you just have to do is put the particular clothes you need in your bag, in your luggage, and stuff like that. That's going to come out in the next couple weeks. Tomorrow I'm working on the cheap airfare myths and the actual ways of getting cheap airfare. So I'll be working on that tomorrow. But Shadow Slayer says, You heard about those artificial intelligence OnlyFans page.
Yeah, I heard
Yeah.
about that, man. Well, I kind of covered it, but not too much, but it's like there's a woman out there who is projecting that she's gonna make like a couple million a month off of an AI copy. Um, and men are literally paying her to be their girlfriend, but what they don't realize is that they're really talking to an AI. They're not even talking to a real girl. Yeah, Global Passport Crew, I had the same reaction. See, this is why I'm like, bro, this is why guys like me and Global Passport Crew keep telling y'all guys to get your passport, because why? I'm like, if y'all if y'all are that desperate and can afford to do that, you can afford to get a passport and see what else is out there.
You know, here's the thing. You can just go to Vegas to the Bunny Ranch. Seriously. And have the real fun. And it's legal. You can, if y'all want a relationship, y'all can go overseas and do this stuff. None of this is hard. This whole thing about game, no. Just learn the language. Learn the language. Learn multiple languages. Be bilingual, trilingual. Be a polyglot, which is someone who knows multiple languages. Y'all can do all that stuff, man, and get women.
Yeah, I think we got one of those in the chat now. I saw somebody say they speaks 20 different languages. Yeah, I was like, I was kind of like binge watching some of those guys because I was just amazed at how many different languages that they speak fluent in. I'm like, how the
I
hell
know
do y'all
dudes
do
that
that?
spoke like 4 or 5 languages, man, because there's similarities to these languages. Like
Hmm.
Spanish is very similar to Italian. And then there's
Hmm.
similarities with Portuguese.
Yep.
Just got to know the variances of it. You can
Yep.
Now you got 3 languages off the bat. Throw in English, 4. You already international, dude. Why are you
Mhm.
wasting your money on something that's fake, something that you can't even get? Seriously. Go to like some of these adult hookup sites or something like that if you want to play like that. I mean, it's just gotten to a point. You want to take away their strength, stop giving them validation. Because
Mhm.
stop giving them validation. Once you stop giving
Exactly.
them validation, they are gonna fall.
Exactly. That's what I stress on my channel. I'm like, this is the reason why Passport Bros or even guys like Andrew Tate, this is why we get so much pushback, because if you follow this path that we're trying to show you guys, you're literally going to take away these women's leverage, and which is attention and validation. You take that away from them. I'm like, what do they really have?
Exactly. If you're gonna sit there and give them likes and clicks over being literally half naked on Instagram, or you're gonna give them money for their OnlyFans or these little websites and stuff like that, when you keep doing that, their head's gonna swell up because, like, yeah, we're making all this money, and we got these fools doing it because they're just a bunch of lonely, what. Take that validation away.
Hmm.
Take that validation away, and that money you can be using to get your passport. You can be using it to save up your money to go overseas and meet real women, women that's going to validate you. You can develop your relationship over there, or you know what? Hey, I want to go to school out here. Save up your money. Try to get a student loan or get There's some educational loans you can get, scholarships that'll pay for your education overseas. There's even some colleges you can go overseas for free in countries. Go out there and then you meet a whole bunch of women that's with a whole different mindset. And you get to meet them and know them, and you can develop a relationship with them. Way different from what we're dealing with here, man. Why are you giving these chicks that time of day and your money, and they don't even care to know you? Seriously.
Exactly.
You're better off just doing that, doing that, man. That's why they're so hatred on us. Because why cut the validation? We cut the validation off. We reject them. They didn't like that because they didn't want us anyway. So I'm still trying to figure out the logic in that one. It's like, hey, you don't want us, but now we're going overseas to get women. You're mad. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. So we got another super chat here. Craig, $2 super chat says that AI woman is charging $1 per minute. Crazy. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, I guess that's how she came to the calculation of her potentially making a couple of million a month. Because I'd imagine if you doing it with AI, you can talk to multiple guys at the same time. So eventually those dollars add up.
The thing ain't even real. And seriously, it's not real.
Sad.
And y'all just go down that road, really?
See, this is why I don't understand why. Well, in a way I do, but men that partake in this kind of stuff, these are the kind of men that Passport Bros and guys like Andrew Tate are trying to get to man the hell up. Because there's no way in hell you're going to sit over here as a woman and tell me that you find that attractive in a man that thinks so low of himself that he got to pay a woman $1 a minute just to have conversation with her.
Over something that's not real. It's not even real, dude.
That's what I'm saying.
But this is what. Go ahead.
But this is what women want men to be suppressed to, and I'm starting to think another one of the reasons why is at the end of the day it's about this. And you know how women get, and you know how women get when once they get in their own money. Cause see, I'm like men, we make more money because we want to provide for our family. Women, they make more money because they want to be independent from men.
Just like you hear these women bragging about, oh, I get flown out to Dubai. For what?
Right.
Okay, Dubai is not a place where women go and hang out. Unless they're doing the porta potty thing.
Exactly.
You're not even getting knocked up over there. You're not even worthy to get knocked up over there. That's the thing. You're getting flown out to be humiliated.
Right. I'm thinking to myself, they don't even do that to their own women. So what does that say about you flying out there to do it?
For a Chanel bag. Oh my God.
Oh man.
Seriously, it's ridiculous. Got the nerve to snub their nose in their faces and stuff, and other guys and stuff talking about, I get flown out to Dubai. I've been to Dubai and just please.
Got some more super chats here. Original Man with the $10 super chat says there were 2 videos of Pookies in the DR arguing and trying to trick with the local women. All these clowns are doing is making the Passport Bros look bad. Clowns out there simping. Yeah.
Oh, and let me address that. It's Kings and Dreams was adamantly mad when he did his reaction video. He was just livid.
Yeah,
he was pretty heated.
Yeah. You know when Kings and Dreams get heated, you know it's bad, bro, because he pretty chill.
He was pretty heated. He was pretty heated. I was just like, oh Lord.
Yeah. Cause me and him had a little bit of we had a little bit of a chat about it in the WhatsApp group. So yeah, man, he wasn't too happy about it, man. So I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but man, see, Rice Patty Reese.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Rice Patty Reason with the $5 super set says 4 things: a budget, a side hustle, an investment, and a passport.
Very
Okay,
true.
I like that.
Very, very true.
All right, now go on what you were saying. I apologize.
Yeah, especially Colombia, man, because that's his stomping grounds, man. I mean, despite the stuff that's going down over there, and are you kidding me, Shadow Slayer?
They said doo-doo bye. I'm mad as y'all goofy, bro. What Shadow Slayer?
No, go down to the last one from Shadow Slayer.
Hold on. I saw one video showing how a man from Dubai was paying a female model to put a live fish up.
This is what I'm talking about. They ain't wifing these women up. You're doing it to be humiliated. And these women don't get it.
I remember seeing a video a while ago because I remember kind of covering this as well, but I couldn't find this particular. Well, then again, I think I might have had this clip in the video I did. There was a woman who literally admitted that she was taking the virginity of one of the guy's teenager sons. Like, this was a grown woman who literally had her admit on film everything that she was supposed to do as far as the agreement that they had for payment. And one of them was taking the virginity of one of their teenage sons, and I think he was like 13 or 14.
This is like that chick ain't smelling fishy already. Now she's really smelling fishy. It's that's what I'm saying. It's everything is transactional right now. It's about money. Nothing's about emotions. Nothing about having that relationship anymore. And that's why, you know, and it's not even the guys you want that are leaving and stuff like that. The guys you want still roaming the streets, the Pookies and Ray Rays. Those are the ones you want. So why are you getting so upset about us? You know, it just doesn't make any sense. A lot of this doesn't make any sense. It's just clueless, you know. And I'm just gonna tell you guys, you need to get your passports. Don't start waiting. Get your passports. Do your global entry investigations. Get that done, so that way you can go in and out of the country with no problems. Start just doing your due diligence. Learn how to get those cheap tickets. That video will be out next week because I'm gonna work on it tomorrow and get out of here, bro. Learn how to, you know, travel internationally, man. There's so many opportunities out there in certain countries to find love, bro. And if you happen to find love here in the United States, God bless you, man. Make it work, man. That's right. Totally fine too, man. You know, but if you can't do, you got another well to dip in. The heck what everybody says, man. Let them, they can sit there and talk all that crap they want to. It's just your happiness, man. You ain't got to be miserable with the rest of these knuckleheads.
All right, did you hear about this one? I just left the Philippines not too long ago, and I ain't hear about this. Man, what is up with these guys?
We gotta find these videos, man. Y'all gotta send these videos out, man, and we gotta address these. See, And that's what I'm talking about. That's why I did that video, the last video I put out. And I did about travel etiquette. You guys, I had to do that video because it's starting to become an issue. And you got to understand, me as an African American, our image got to be protected at all times. I know this is a multicultural, multiracial type of movement, but for us, our image got to be protected. You know.
Oh, okay. I think. Hold on. Is that who they referring to? Tom. I've heard,
What was his name? Tom.
bro. I heard BMT talking about him the other day when I was hanging out with BMT the other day. Tom Young Lechon.
Who's this guy?
I don't know, but
Let me ask you the second African.
I don't know the way from what BMT told me, this I could be getting them mixed up with somebody else, but from what BMT told me, this guy is in the Lady Boys for real.
Ooh.
But I'm not sure if it's the same guy. But I remember him saying something like Tom Yum or something Yum.
No, I just pulled up his YouTube page. He has a video on cross dressers, lady boys.
Oh snap! I guess this is him. I guess this is the same guy.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, this is him. Same dude. Yeah. Hey, that's him. That's him.
Right.
Yeah, but he was dogging out the Filipino women. I don't know, man. Like I said, it's etiquette, guys. Travel etiquette. You're going to someone's country, man. Just like XX Pharaoh was telling me about the guy that got arrested in the strip club, you know, making it rain on the women and stuff like that. Because here's the thing. On that money, when you make it rain and all that money is falling on the ground, whose picture's on there? The royal family. That's disrespectful. So he got arrested, served 3 months in Thai prison, and was deported, I think, for 5 years. And if he comes back within those 5 years, they're going to try him under the death penalty.
Wow.
See, it's those things you guys got to be careful of when you go to different countries and you start shooting your mouth off and start doing. That's why I tell you, leave America in America. Don't bring those Western habits over to other countries because you're going to get burned.
So original man, the $5 suicide said, I think these Pookies are agents trying to destroy the passport bro movement, have histories of infiltrators.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
But then again, I wouldn't say I kind of gonna have to disagree because here's the problem. You put yourself at risk of getting hurt.
Right.
Because like that thing with the guy yelling at those prostitutes in Cartagena, those girls are on the phone calling people. They weren't calling the cops, they were calling people. So that thing could have went south really bad, really fast. Some boys could have rolled up and said, yo, smoke them. So I kind of disagree with that, but I understand that concept, and that could be a possibility, but that's a danger. If that is true, then these Pookies are super stupid, especially going down to Colombia doing that, because that's cartel land.
Right. I'm like, what the hell are y'all thinking, man?
That is really stupid. And I was listening to, and sometimes you guys are gonna have to go further out, man, because like I was listening to one master teacher who had Jay Fleming on, and Jay, if you're still in the chat, yeah, I saw your interview. It was awesome. They were saying that, you know, further you go, these Pookies are not gonna probably come because, like with Brazil, they're gonna raise their standards of entry getting in their country.
Oh yeah, because the visa requirement goes into effect in October. That's why I was considering trying to go there before that went into effect.
Yeah,
Mm,
I'm probably not gonna make it in that time period, so I'll just have to pay that visa. But whatever's whatever. But yeah, you're probably not gonna get as many of those Pookies going down there doing that stuff, especially when you got to learn Portuguese, which is a little bit way different than Spanish. But them going over there to Cartagena and stuff, because it's what, a 2.5 hour flight from Miami.
mm-hmm.
They haven't hit Costa Rica or Panama yet. So that's, try to enjoy those guys as much as you can.
Yeah, I know Brazil, yes, was just in Costa Rica, and I think Ace Live was in Costa Rica recently too. I was because a lot of people have been pushing Costa Rica on me as well. I definitely wanna try you know, those Caribbean islands and Central America areas like those countries I mentioned, and you know, Belize has always been on my list as well. So yeah, I would highly recommend, you know, guys.
Belize, yeah, go down there, start hitting those scenes down there. Um, you're gonna have to find. We're gonna start have to find more other places to go, bro. And the further away, the better, because these dudes, we got to make it where they can't just do a hop, skip, and a jump anymore.
Hmm.
We're gonna have to now do some, like, as far as the locally, we're gonna have to seriously do some traveling now, because it's, you know, everybody, all the brothers are now rolling in Colombia right now and doing their Pookie stuff. So
Yeah, yeah. I think that's why you're starting to see guys lean towards more where I'm at, like the Philippines and Thailand, because you're not gonna see any of that. I haven't seen anything like that, whether I was in the Philippines or in Thailand now. But seems like whenever I see some Pookie ish happens, it seems like it's always in a Latin country and it's always in Colombia. I'm like,
well,
or Mexico for that, man. Well, not Mexico, not as much as Colombia, but I don't know, because I'm like, because there's some brothers in Mexico doing the damn thing, like QB passport. Um, I hope I'm remembering. I hope I'm saying this channel name right. It's a QB passport flex and a QB passport. Jay Fleming. If I'm saying that wrong, let me know, because I know that I know that's Jay Fleming a little bit more familiar with him, but he been popping up on my feed, and he doing a damn thing in Mexico. And you know, Mexico got beautiful women. So
oh, absolutely. And the thing about it is it's a lot of violence in Mexico. That's something you got to be careful of. You know,
yeah,
that's a lot of violence over there. There's a lot of violence down in freaking Colombia, um, which brings us to the point of, you got to know how to move. Um, Again, like I said, that video, that was bad. Dude got pew-pewed in the face. He's okay. He's alive, but I mean, I can't be a content creator over there, because it's like, it's scary. Guys coming off of motorcycle bikes with guns and snatching stuff. That's scary, man. It really is. And that was on videotape, man. And then,
mm-hmm.
you know, then this whole scene, you got to be careful where you walk, which neighborhood you're in, and this and that, you know. Can't really enjoy yourself, you know. Brazil, a little bit more laid back, but that's doable.
Yeah, it does seem to be a little bit more doable than other Latin countries right now, from what I'm seeing. Jamal Fowler with another $10 super set says you have to check out Medium Man. He been destroying all these women and their delusions. Oh yeah, I rock with Medium Man heavy. I actually got hip to Medium Man through Jay Fleming. Yeah, I mean, which is crazy to think about because I'm like, it just goes to show you, man, the amount of subs that you have don't really mean a whole lot. It's more about the views that you get because when I discovered Medium Man through Jay Fleming didn't even have 1,000 subs yet. Now Jay Fleming has surpassed that since then. But I remember when I first got hip to Jay Fleming, and Jay Fleming would mention Medium Man a lot, and I'm like, man, who is Medium? I'm like, let me check this guy out. So I'm like, started checking out his content. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I like how he breaks things down, especially when it comes to the stats. It's very Kevin Samuel-esque how he breaks down the stats. And I mean, and he's exploded because when I first got hip to him, I think he probably had like 10,000 subs. And now he's like at 21, 22,000. And he got Tej Hanley advertisements and stuff now, man. Medium Man doing the damn thing. And I actually was finally able to converse with him a little bit on Jay Fleming's live when Jay Fleming hit 1,000 subs. So because originally I was trying to hurry up and get off, but when I saw Medium Man come on, I was like, nah, I'm gonna go ahead and stay on a little longer because I always wanted to chop it up with him, man, because he's a very, very smart dude, man. Shout out to Medium Man.
Yeah. And we're also going to have to do some more going to Asian countries and stuff and start exploring those countries like Japan and China and Taiwan and Korea and all these other places to see what the scene's like over there, dude.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of excited about Vietnam after I leave from here.
Yeah, we're going to start hitting those places as well. And eventually, Europe and stuff like that to see what's the, situation over there. Money wise, I know it's going to be pricey because the euro is stronger than the US dollar. But in terms of trying to find the women and stuff like that, relationship, that's going to be a better deal. Because I'm done. Like I said, this westernized shit is gone to hell in a handbag as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, for real. Link, you said you sent 2 to me already. I don't know what you're referring to, but
Videos probably.
oh, okay. I'm like, yeah, I mean, oh, I don't know. You might have to send them to me again. 'Cause I was deleting a lot of emails a few days ago because I'm like, I had hundreds of old emails all the way from last year. Like I was trying to clean that out a little bit. So yeah.
Shadow Slayer, I haven't been to Vatican City.
Oh, okay. Okay, we got our Filipina in the building. What's going on, Lena? How you doing? Oh man. So yeah, bro. Oh man. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up because we over 2 hours, man. I'm like time flies when we get on these lives.
Yeah.
Did you have any last words before we get off of here?
Yeah. Just keep an eye out for the videos. Gonna work on the cheap flights, myths and how to get them. I'm gonna work on it this weekend. Then I'm gonna work on after that. I'm gonna work on the luggage thing. I got more videos coming. I got more shorts coming. Thank you guys for supporting my channel. I'm at 610 right now. Working my way up to 1K. Still struggling to get up there, but I'm working it. I appreciate you guys' support. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Lots of tips and tricks on there. Thanks Shadow Slayer for putting that up. It's a great channel. I got a lot of great stuff coming, and hopefully if I can take a trip, I'll try to take a trip, but it doesn't look like I'm taking a trip anytime soon because of this whole job thing I'm doing right now. But like I said, I'm still going to pass you guys great information because you guys need to go overseas and explore and see what's out there. And you need to do that as cheap as possible. I'm going to still do the research. Plus, there may be a surprise coming down the line in the next couple of months with the channel. Not going to say what it is, but a huge little surprise. It's going to be really cool.
Hell yeah, man. That's what's up, bro.
Really cool.
And as always, man, you always welcome to come on here, and I appreciate you coming on here today.
Yeah.
And all right, you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. I want to thank everybody that supports the channel. Hit the like button, super chat. All right. Oh man, that's what's up, bro. I'm like, Brazil Yes just popped up on here, man. I'm like, I'm actually about to get off of here, Yes. But man, he said he subbed to your channel, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to the Global Passport Crew channel, man. All right. He gives great information. Everybody, because let me tell you, I gotta tell the people this before I get off of here. Because when I went to the Philippines, right? Because you know, I've been getting one-way tickets. When I told everybody that I only paid $760 for my ticket, everybody was like, "Oh my God, bro! How did you? Man, my ticket was $1,000. My ticket was $1,200." Because I keep telling y'all to go to Global Passport Cruise so that way you know how to get the cheapest tickets possible. I'm like, bro. I'm like, why do y'all think? Y'all keep. Bro, anybody that I keep bringing on to my channel, bro, is for a reason. Is because they have good content and great information to give and spread to you guys, man. And one of the reasons why I've been able to travel as cheap as possible is because of this man right here.
Appreciate it.
I mean, my round trip to Colombia was like what, $560? And that's round trip coming all the way from Cincinnati. You know, that's not Miami, this Cincinnati. Now my layover was in Miami, but so I mean, guys, man, I'm telling you guys, man, you will look, Jamal Fowler over here. Like, yeah, bro. And all my subscribers over here, like, how the hell you get that price, man? I'm over here paying $1,000. And they were going at the same time that I was. I'm like, and that's because I listened to Global Passport Crew and the information and the help that he's giving me.
Yeah,
like
think about it. My trip to Jordan, airfare $723 round trip. Those tickets are about $1,000, $1,100 at the most in December.
Easy. That's what I'm saying, man. Yeah, so
I had a whole bunch of people on my TikTok page. I got 5,600 people when I started this YouTube page. I expected all those guys to migrate over here and stuff like that. Only like a handful is on this page. Only a handful. Everything else was accumulated from other people on YouTube and stuff like that, from Rome's channel, from different other people from different other channels came on here and supported this page, supported my page. And I greatly appreciate that, guys. But like I said, it just shows who's serious about doing traveling and who's not. Still, those guys are still there. They're not subscribed to this page, and they're like, I want to go overseas and just that, I want to do that. And it's like, yo, I'm telling you how to do it for cheap, dude.
Right.
And you're spending all this buku money, just like the Pookies and stuff. They're not even smart to come on my page and learn how to do it for cheap. And look how much money they're spending.
Right. Like they spending more than me and you, but we're traveling further and spending less.
Way less.
That doesn't add up. Doesn't add up.
Doesn't.
Oh man. All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here, you guys. Appreciate you all, man, showing support. Y'all know how we ride out, man. Deuces.
Yeah.